Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to English Football Club Barcelona, your Barcelona channel in English. Well, in this video, we're not going to talk about Barcelona exactly. We're going to talk about those changes that FIFA is about to promote in football. That I'd like to analyze some of them because it's a kind of controversial information, and I'd like to give you my opinion and also I'd like to know about your opinion. But first, let me remind you that if you don't want to miss any of our daily videos, there is a red button down there that you can hit to subscribe, and like this, you will not miss, as I said, any of our daily videos, and also you will be supporting us. And I just, without more delay, let's start. Well, guys, as I told you, in this moment, FIFA is considering revolutionizing the football by introducing some controversial rule changes. We're going to analyze them now, but before, I'd like to inform you that this experiment is taking place in this moment in a tournament called Future of Football Club, which is being played by the youth teams of PSV, AZ Alkmaar, RV Leipzig, and Club Brugge. So, in this moment, these teams are playing this tournament, and they are playing with these new rules, and rules that could be later implemented in professional football. And we're going to analyze them first. But first, I'd like to remember some context. We have been talking about the Super League project since some weeks ago, and this is not something that is real, that is from that project, but it has some kind of relation. Because, as you may know, some weeks ago, Florentino Perez, the actual president of Real Madrid, was talking about the football and about the new generations, how they see the football, and he's saying it's boring for them. They cannot concentrate in something that lasts almost 2 hours. Well, his consideration. Okay, I have no words about that, because when I go to watch a movie, I have to be 2 hours sitting watching it, and I guess I don't see any of my friends saying it's boring, or but well, somehow he has some kind of true, and then FIFA considered that may be true, and they want to change some things to make the football more interesting. Okay, so one of these things to promote the football, to try to make it faster and more dynamic, is dividing the halves or dividing the game into 2 halves of 30 minutes. Well, we will analyze this later, but one of the things is that will not be an extra time or added time. So, for example, how this will happen, if the ball goes out across the sideline, the time will be stopped. Okay, and then later, when they start playing again, when they kick the ball in, we will see that later, then the time will still going on. This is something that it happens already in other sports perfectly. For example, basketball is a clear example. The problem is that this kind of interruptions may slow down really the game, instead of trying to rush. But well, I think it's good somehow, this change. I mean, the change that they stopped the time, but not the change of the time, because I think 45 minutes was really good time. 30, I see it quite really not much time, in my opinion. When you play 30 minutes when you're a kid, so they are professionals, they should be able to last more. I understand this this change is not for the football player, if not for the people or for the people who's watching the game. But in my opinion, it's too small. It's too little time. Should be longer. Also, the changes, the substitutions will change too. In this moment, because of the pandemic situations, the teams were the before it was usual not to change or to substitute 3 players. The pandemic situation changed that for 5 substitutions per match. But in this moment, they are thinking of making it unlimited. In my opinion, it's not really a good option. And they are thinking that's not because they think or because no, it's like, well, let's see what happens. If 5 players, that helps the teams to be less tired, maybe unlimited. So you change even the goalkeeper, so that will be fresh air for the teams. That's true, but on the other side, that should have a kind of limitation too, because then you can change now in this moment, later 1 minute later change again. Maybe you are winning 1-0, and that stacks or that stops and block a bit the rhythm of the match. Actually, I was thinking, when you play in this kind of system of substituting or doing the 5 substitutions, I was thinking they should control it, because sometimes they do the 5 substitutions in between 5 minutes gap, and that breaks the game and the rhythm, as I'm saying. They should, I think 3 was great, but it should be more controlled. I mean, it should be 5 changes in 3 ranges. For example, you change 1 player or 2 players at the minute 60, then other 2 players later, another 2 players later. I mean, if you change it 1, no? Anyway, you make the numbers until you reach 5. That, like this, you break the time just 3 times and you can do more changes. I think they should do something like that. That's my opinion. But unlimited is too much. I think doing 5 was great. Changing 5 players can change the system, can help. And anyway, in my opinion, 5 is unlimited is too much. Other thing that they are thinking of is to change the throw-ins, and they want to do what they call kick-ins. Actually, that's not new. The indoor football does that. It's not something so crazy, so But what's the logic behind that? Well, in words of Arsene Wenger, he said, when you have a throw-in, it's supposed to be an advantage for the team in possession, but in reality, you are at disadvantage with 9 players on the field to the opponent's 10. That's true, because the goalkeeper is there, so you're not counting the goalkeepers, and the person who has to throw in doesn't count, so you are 9 against 10. You're in a disadvantage. Well, this one, I don't know. There are kind of footballs, for example, football 7 does this perfectly. Indoor football too. So I don't think it's really. I've seen people saying no in Twitter, exactly. People saying, "Oh my God, no! How can they do the throw-ins? It's going to be crazy." No, well, it's right. I think the kicks in, it doesn't matter much. Actually, I'm reading that even probably they can play with the ball in, so no problem. I think it's all right. No big change. The thing here is to give the possession to the team who should have the possession. That's the only change. But that's the idea. So I don't think this is going to be ruined. The thing later is about the corners, because, for example, we will talk about the cards later. The corners, I read that you can you don't have the need to give the ball to another person, to another player, to another mate. That for me it's quite don't know, it's weird. It means you can get the ball, and since that's where Messi is, you can get the ball and start playing. Well, all right, but sounds a bit weird, don't know. I really don't. This one I really don't like it at all. I think corners are corners, and we should kick them as always. But well, it's okay. They know what they are doing. Or they maybe. And last one, yeah, a 5 minute suspension for yellow card. There are sports who are doing this. For example, rugby. It's a rugby style, like you. Well, yeah, you in rugby, it's called, if I'm not wrong, simbin. So when you're booked, when your name is booked, you have to go out 5 minutes. Of course, these 5 minutes will these 5 minutes when you change or everything, when the game is stopped, the referee will stop the time. Remember those 30 minutes half per each half. So it's okay, but I think we should considering or reconsidering what's a yellow card, because remember sometimes we just grab the player, not let them to do a counter attack, and that's a yellow card. And I think for that, losing or missing a football player for 5 minutes is very it's not fair. It's very unfair. It's an unfair situation. So it's all right. I think it would be it would be nice to, if you have, it would be interesting. Yellow card out for 5 minutes, and a second yellow card for whole match. Okay, perfect. But we should consider, we should reconsider why we put a yellow card. And well, guys, those are the changes that FIFA is considering to promote. So I'd like now to know your opinion about those changes, because are going to be quite polemic. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and see you in the next video. Bye.